Greetings and welcome to another video. In this video, I want to share my thoughts regarding Second Life and human emotions and feelings. Just breathe and listen. Don't worry, it won't take very long. As humans, we are social creatures. Even if some of us are introverted, there is a part of us that yearns to connect with other humans. It is what makes up the human condition. We've hunted and gathered in groups, protected and defended those in our tribes to procreate and prosper, simply to survive, and that makes up the human spirit, to endeavor the hardships of life, not alone, but with others. In this modern day of technology, social media, and diverse platforms that offers multiple types of speech, one might think that having faster and better mediums as a way to connect with one another would strengthen the bond that we have within our own species. However, that is most often not the case. Some might say that we are further apart than ever before in the history of our species. Some might even go as far to say they are better off being on their own because of the species disconnect. When someone tells you that they are better off being left alone, do you believe them? If they say, "Leave me alone," or "I want to be alone," is there a small part of your inner being that suddenly wants to reach out to prevent them from being alone? Whichever way it feels to you, the point is that hearing that from another human causes us to react, either with words or action, or a simple gesture of placing a hand on their arm, whispering, "Don't go." We all have our personal reasons for being alone, each of them different from the other. One could be introvert, another could be uncomfortableness. Someone else's reason might be because they do not know how to act around other people. There could be different causes, medical and mental, as to why everyday social interactions are difficult for some, but not for others. Despite these hurdles, it does not change the need for basic human interaction that we all crave at some point in our lives, no matter how one might try to conceal it or pretend it's not there. That need will form into a hammer and settle onto your chest, reminding you daily that you cannot get rid of it with your hands alone. The weight is far too heavy for one person to lift. Second Life 20 years ago offered a utopia of dreams that could come true, a social experiment, it was called, a world where the users can create their world, live in it, and share it. And 20 years later, yes, that still holds true. But things have changed since those early days when it was more focused on community as a whole. With more graphics, flashing scripts, and automation, Second Life is certainly not what it looked like 20 years ago. Now, with clothing choices that can match any physical world runway or a high street shop, the ability to change our appearance with a couple of sliders and newly bought mesh has fulfilled personal fantasies of what one wants to know what it is like to be a princess, a dragon slayer, or the man that wants to be a young 20 something again. Even in a virtual world where the possibilities are endless, dreams can be fulfilled, created, or bought. It brings one to question, who do I share all of this with? Just like in the physical world, there are expectations. To expect the end result of something, we have some partaking. Again, that is human nature. And because it is just that, it does not disappear when one logs into Second Life. Logging into Second Life will not suddenly cure all of your physical woes, nor will it remove the hammer from your chest. Your avatar is complete, you admire yourself and are confident. And that's great and good for you. But even with a well put together avatar, it will not suddenly change or improve your Second Life. Once you expect something to happen, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. To those of us that have been in Second Life for years, know the aforementioned to be true and probably have a t shirt about it somewhere boxed away in our inventories. But to the people who are new to Second Life, they log in into a virtual world very much different than 20 years ago. These differences birth a completely new social construct within this virtual world. What was done before, what was understood before, is completely lost to those that are new. Even simple mannerisms that us oldies exchange with each other seem to be incomprehensible to the new users. In a lot of ways, Second Life mimics the physical world because of one common thing: we are all human. It is not possible to totally leave your feelings and emotions at the login screen before pressing the enter key. Once you are connected, you may have lied to yourself enough to believe that you do not experience feelings and emotions in Second Life, and no one else will know that. Thinking that is a mistake because people do know, people do see that you are lying to yourself. When a person is around another person who is shrouded in deceptive mystery, it can make the other person feel off balance, want to distance themselves. A survival instinct that is embedded into our DNA. If it is suspect, smells bad, or is a threat, the primitive part of our brain will kick in. Yes, even in a virtual world. You cannot change it, you cannot get rid of it, or ignore it. It just is. It is not being dramatic to have feelings and emotions, to show them, to speak them. It is being human. So the next time you hear someone use the phrase, I don't do drama, or you're being dramatic, they are trying to invalidate your feelings and emotions. They do not think your concerns are valid. They are not taking you seriously. They are minimizing your individualism and self expression, trivializing your emotions in a way to gaslight you into thinking that something is wrong with you, when in fact, it's that asshole with the problems. The biggest one being not being able to connect sincerely with someone due to their own lack of validating their personal feelings and emotions. I will come to a close, but before I go, there is a disclaimer, and that disclaimer is I am speaking of feelings and emotions, the things that make us react, not respond. There is a difference. To react is not premeditated. It happens within that instance. It happens within seconds. It happens before we even realize it. To respond is premeditated, where there is time to consider the manner of how we respond, whether that is through words or actions. I hope this has given you all some food for thought. And just remember, feelings are feelings. It doesn't matter where you feel them, what state your physical body is in, or where your physical body may be located, or where your virtual body may be located. Emotions and feelings cannot tell the difference between the virtual and reality. Only our minds can. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Bye.